You hate mainstream. You hate shallowness. You hate this fake world and you don't fit in it. You feel different than everyone else because you feel like you're the only one that has those feelings that you have. But you don't, my dear. You're not alone. At least you and me are already the same, because I have lived 44 years in complete hell, like thrown into the ocean in a coffin, completely trapped and confused, and I didn't know what to do anymore with my life. I was so different than the one that I betrayed to the world. I betrayed to the world that I was doing fine, and I definitely wasn't, because I was suicidal even for 44 years. I always felt different, just like you. We are the same. The only difference between you and me is that you are still in those 44 years of mine, and I'm already 11 years out of that hellhole that you are in. And fuck, I feel so sorry for you, because that you have existential pain, and and you have basically an identity crisis. But no, it is not you that is the problem. It's the world. Seriously, if we're honest, look at how the world is. It's shallow. It congratulates shallowness. It rewards shallowness. And these are all things that you are not. And that's why you feel disconnected with the world. And that's why you think there's something wrong with you, because everyone seems to do just fine except you. But that's a big fat lie that you are telling yourself. Seriously, I know you might not be yet aware of that, but it's a big fat lie you are telling yourself. There is nothing wrong with you. Nothing, my dear. Okay, you can have bad sides, negative sides, and you have positive sides. But every person in life has negative and positive sides in them. The only thing is, ask yourself, how much percent negative character do I have, or behavior, let's say, or the things that you say to people? How much percent bad, and how much percent do I do good in the world? And just make sure in your life that most percentage is doing good in the world, and only a tiny percent is bad in you. How I dealt with that, my bad things, for instance, I'll give you an example. My dad he's dead now, luckily, but he used to be very aggressive in every way except the sexual way. That was another one. In every way, he was an abuser, a tyrant, a dictator. And one of the things he did, for instance, not in the abusive way, but how he was from character, is that he was a commandant, a chef. He bossed people around without a thank you, commanding them that they had to do it, and not asking them, for instance, or telling them in a friendly way and then saying thank you afterwards and cheer them on, if they did good. What did I wanted to say now? Yeah. I so desperately want to help you, that I forget what I want to say. Because I know how you feel, and I know how extremely painful that is. And I don't wish that to anyone, not if I can do something about it. And I definitely can do something about it. My book, Unfucked Truth, will set you free. It is not a mainstream book. It is definitely not. It is not a superficial self-help book, because I was always fucking sick and tired of all those superficial self-help gurus and books and writers and authors and everything. That shit me in life, and that frustrated me big time. So I decided to speak up, because I basically have to in this world. The world needs it, The world yearns, just like you, for realness and honesty and truth over comfort. Because comfort doesn't get you anywhere in life, my dear. It may soothe you, but it's a false soothing, because comfort doesn't get you anywhere. The only way that you grow and grow exponentially is by discomfort, by all the pain that you're dealing with now. Those are the roots of your oak tree that you are becoming and growing into. But you are now in the phase that of the first decades that the oak tree is in the dark, where it's all alone and lonely and no one understands it, and just you in the dark black pit, But those are the roots, my dear, of your lasting happy life. I guarantee you that you will have a lasting happy life if you read my book from A to Z. And it's only for ethic lovers. I mean, bad-hearted people that don't want to become having a good heart are not allowed to buy it. You need to be an ethics lover, and 75% of the net profit will go to homeless street kids and abused animals. Soul homes. Yeah, I already look so much forward to that. The reason why you should read my book, because that's basically the point. I don't give a shit when it comes down to it to sell you my book, I don't care about that one bit as a third or fourth thought, maybe, because it's necessary. I mean, it's my business, But I don't give a shit about selling you something, or I don't give a shit about money. Basically, I never gave a shit about money, and I never ever will. Although I want to become the richest woman on the planet by 2038. And the reason for that is that then I can't give 75% of net profit, but I will give 99% of net profit. My aim and my target, and that will definitely happen if I'm the richest woman on the planet, is that we will live in a world by 2038 with no more street kids and no more abused animals. Yay! So if you're with me, then definitely buy for that already my book. But I would prefer that you would buy it only if you're an ethics lover, a good-hearted person, or you want to become one. Otherwise, fuck off. And what did I wanted to say? I'm so excited. A couple of reasons. No, and I want to do it together in the next 3 to 5 years. I have in my plan to work together with charities that already do that. Taking care of street kids, and having homes for them, maybe even. I still have to do research for that. Basically, the reason why you should buy the book, but it's not for everyone. That I have to tell you. It is 1 out of 2 of you will love it, and the other one will hate it because he's not ready. He or she or X is not ready for it. And why are they not ready for my book? Because they are not ready to take the mask off. They want to keep having the mask on in their life. And it is suffocating them, but the thing is, they don't even realize they are wearing a mask. And they don't know that their pain, their unhappiness, their general unhappiness in life comes because of wearing that mask. You are pretending in your life to the world that you put yourself out to that you're doing fine, for instance, when you clearly are not. And that is suffocating you. And that's the reason why you feel this emptiness in you, and this loneliness in you, and this hole in you, and this no one understands me, you, and this I'm all alone, you. And it's basically all a lie, my dear. It's a mask that you are wearing as well, just like I did for 44 years. And it suffocated me to that point that I was suicidal. I asked for euthanasia, but they wouldn't allow me. So I was fucked, basically. And I always thought in my former life that I wasn't meant to be happy, apparently, that was only for other people. I thought that I was meant for pain, and that was all I will ever have in life. But that is bullshit, my dear. This pain are the roots of your being the oak tree. Do you know what I mean? And the point of the book, I mean, why you should read it, is because you need to solve your unhappiness through your subconscious, firstly, and secondly, through rediscovering your core, who you really are, because you have an identity crisis, but that's basically because you don't know who you are anymore. Do you know what I mean? And I've been through that exact same thing basically for 44 years. But it is because of the mask you're wearing. And that's causing all your pain. And you need to be ready to take off that mask. Do you know what I mean? And when are you ready? you already are, because otherwise you wouldn't be still listening to this video now. And you are ready as soon as you want to take the mask off. And it is true, you need to be courageous to take the mask off. That's the first step. And you are scared to take it off. But I want to tell you already, taking off the mask now feels scary, but I will show you how to take the mask off step by step, day by day. And this way, you will rediscover your core. And how you should read the book, because I said that we need to go to your subconscious, how you should read the book is one title a day. Because every page of the 500 pages book is deep, not superficial at all. I mean, we're talking soul to soul in this book, you know. Pure comfort, truth over comfort, always, you know. And what makes the book so exceptional, apparently, because it's a book like you have never, ever, ever, ever read before. Even the best-selling authors don't dare to go where I go in that book, you know, and how deep. And how you should read the book is one title a day, because we need to make sure that what you are reading goes and flows into your subconscious, because that's where we need to be in order to get you from a miserable life to a lasting happy life, just like I now have for the last 11 years. It doesn't mean wintertime doesn't come anymore, because life is like the changing seasons. But I get over wintertime effortlessly now in the last 11 years, you know. And in the first 44 years, my 44 years existed nothing of winter time, you know. And I get over now the winter times quite effortlessly. It depends on what happens, you know. Sometimes it can take me a couple of days, but that's about it. Couple of weeks, maybe a couple of months if I'm ruined, homeless again, for instance, you know. But unless I lose a loved one, of course, to death, then I'm fucked. Oh no, I don't even want to think about that. Anyway, so you need to read, even though you want to read more. Well, you can read more if you want, and more than one title a day, but it won't be as effective in your life. It still will be effective, but not as effective. And it is really important that you read it from A to Z in order to get you to the lasting happy life. Because basically, we've been lied to most of our life about most things. And I tell you what society lied about since birth. That was a hair in my mouth. Oops. Anyway, do what you want, but if you, well, not if you feel, because you feel miserable, but if you want the quickest possible way to get out of your misery, then it's 10 hours, the time it takes you to read my book. That's basically it. Because from that moment on that you have read it until the very end, then you already transformed shitloads, mental-wise. Maybe not out of environment, but mental-wise you already, big lights popped up. You will be awake and enlightened, and being awake and enlightened is one of the happiest and most nice feelings there is. And why is that? It's because happiness purely needs to come 100% from within in order for it to be lasting happiness. And I show you basically how to get lasting happy in your life in the least possible time, 10 hours. And then your transformation starts and you're already halfway the mountain, my dear, after you read it. The thing in the book is, the main thing, you know what you don't realize because you feel so lonely and miserable and alone? You don't realize that you, in your life, are the gold. You really are, but you don't realize that yet. And if you read my book, you will have become the gold, your gold in your life, if you read the book until the end. Do you know what I mean? So then you don't just believe it, you became your gold. And that's basically the main reason why you should read it. It will all be explained in the book. Download, go to my website. It's in the description below. billyjokidoos.com/YT. So I know you come from YouTube. Do me that favor, please. Thank you. And download 3 free chapters so you get a feel for the book already. If you want to be courageous, start there. Download already the 3 chapters and subscribe already to join the waiting list for the book launch on the 1st of June this year, 2026. Okay? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one, eh? Bye.